On the morning of October 27th, 2018, a gunman entered the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh and opened fire, killing 11 people and wounding 6.
Shots rang out just before 10 a.m.
We're under fire. We're under fire.
Authorities are identifying the shooter as 46-year-old Rob Bowers and say this was a hate crime.
And members of the Tree of Life Synagogue, conducting a peaceful service in their place of worship, were brutally murdered by a gunman targeting them simply because of their faith.
Bowers' social media rife with anti-Semitic messages.
Now, for many, I think this massacre has faded a bit from memory. It's run together, perhaps, with the incomprehensible number of mass shootings we've seen in the years since. But it was uniquely horrifying as the deadliest attack on the Jewish community in the history of this country. And as we've learned in the immediate aftermath, the gunman aired his hatred for Jewish people on a social media site called Gab. It has become a haven for white nationalists, neo-Nazis, and other extremists. On Gab, he shared anti-Jewish images and conspiracy theories about Jews controlling the world. His bio on the site read, quote, "Jews are the children of Satan." Shortly before he attacked worshippers of the Tree of Life Synagogue, he wrote this final message, claiming that a Jewish refugee organization, quote, "likes to bring invaders in that kill our people. I can't sit by and watch my people get slaughtered. Screw your optics. I'm going in." Of course, we have seen extremism explode on social media, and it's not always clear if the platforms can or should be held responsible. That's not really the case with Gab. Gab's kind of in another category. Gab was founded and it is run by an explicitly anti-Semitic Christian nationalist named Andrew Torba. Torba is very open about who he is and what he is trying to do.
We don't want people who are atheists. We don't want people who are Jewish. We don't want people who are, non-believers, agnostic, whatever. This is an explicitly Christian movement because this is an explicitly Christian country. Now, we're not saying that, we're going to deport all these people or whatever. You're free to stay here, right? You're not going to be forced to convert or anything like this because that's not biblical whatsoever. But you're going to enjoy the fruits of living in a Christian society under Christian laws and under a Christian culture. And you can thank us later.
Andrew Torba regularly spews vile, hateful ideas suggesting that Jewish people are evil and that they should not be in positions of power.
Look at the fruits of what happens when we allow pagans, Jews, non-believers, atheists to run our country, okay? What happens? What is the fruit of that? Well, the fruit of that is massive inflation, a border invasion, billions and billions of dollars being sent to foreign countries, a suicide epidemic in this country, deaths of despair. Like, look at these people. These are the people, like, they just look evil. Like, look at them. Just look at the screen. They look evil. You could just tell. This is a Christian nation. Christians outnumber you by a lot. A lot. And we're not going to listen to 2%. You represent 2% of the country, okay? We're not bending the knee to the 2% anymore.
In case it's not clear, that's the head of the Anti-Defamation League, the oldest Jewish civil rights organization in the country, that he's saying they won't bend the knee to. So, disgusting stuff. You would think someone with such despicable beliefs would have no place in polite society and certainly no place in mainstream politics, right? But guess who Andrew Torba, that guy, CEO of Gab, is being paid for his services? The Republican Party's nominee for governor of Pennsylvania, Doug Mastriano. Mastriano, you will recall, is himself far-right conspiracy theorist who helped Donald Trump in his attempt to overturn the 2020 election. He was at the Capitol on January 6th. He rented buses for people to go there. He believes the election was stolen, or so he says. And earlier this month, Media Matters uncovered this filing showing the Mastriano campaign paying Gab $5,000 in April for campaign consulting. Mastriano, who supports Christian nationalist ideas himself, is running against a Jewish man, Democrat Josh Shapiro, in a state where the Tree of Life massacre occurred and where its memory is horrifically fresh. And for weeks, he has not bothered to address this scandal until now. We'll have his response next.